The final restriction we will discuss is the physical classroom setup for deaf learners. Since deaf people's information comes in through their eyes, classrooms must be visually accessible. Students need access to the teacher, the interpreter, the board, and their peers. So let's look at a few pictures and discuss their design's positives and negatives. Looking at this first picture, the student could see the board and their teacher. Another positive is the desks and chairs are detached. Although students cannot easily see their peers, they can move their chairs to see them. If this was a mainstream classroom, the interpreter could stand in the front near the teacher and the board, which is another positive. The major negative, mainstream or deaf only, is students' inability to see each other. Especially if this were a deaf-only class, when students participate and sign answers, too many people would need to move to see their peers sign. The second picture does allow students to see each other more easily. However, there are still students located behind. In addition, these tables and chairs are attached, so the student cannot easily rotate. The student could easily see the teacher, interpreter, and board accessing instruction. Compared to the previous, it is an improvement in terms of seeing peers, but sacrifices the desk-chair combo. People typically view the third picture as the ideal classroom arrangement for deaf learners. Desks are in a U-shape to allow students to easily see each other, the board, and the teacher. In cases where an interpreter is present, the students can also easily see the interpreter. A major downside of this arrangement is the desk-chair combo, and the inner circle still cannot easily see their peers in the second row. Idealistically, all the students would be in the same row. However, room size and number of students in the class usually prevent this from happening. The last picture is not a good design for deaf learners, but it does have at least one good idea. First is the seating arrangement. Should students be working on the computers, they cannot see the teacher. The teacher would have to move around to get everyone's attention, and the students at the computers would need to turn around physically. If students are all sitting and working at the tables in the center, most students would be blocked by another student. The one positive thing about this arrangement is the two half-circle tables. The deaf learners could easily see and communicate with their peers, and if an interpreter had to sit with them at the table, they could still see all their peers. Let's recap. The best seating arrangements allow deaf learners to be able to see their peers, teacher, and board at the same time. The ideal arrangement often means a U-shaped pattern is the most beneficial. However, there are still some negatives to it. Desks should be a separate chair and table instead of being attached. This option allows students to rotate their chairs freely when needed.